What makes me excited about joining here is just the movement and just how much they did in these last couple of years. You know, going to the Western Conference Finals multiple years, and they got two guys that you got to guard when they get out their car in the parking lot. So, I mean, you got to pick them up so when they get out the car. So, them guys is big time shooters.
How do you describe your fit with the Blazers?
I think describe a perfect situation. You know, you ever been on the beach just chilling and drinking a nice water, looking out at the sunset? That's what I feel. Water.
Hey Terry, in the past you have gotten some centers who have not been noted passers, Plumlee, Nurkic, but they've developed into good passers under you. Can you kind of envision that with Hassan?
Yeah, we'll give them opportunities. I mean, we're going to look at the same things that we do, and you know, just whether it's tight passes or just being a facilitator, but being able to pass out of the post, but certainly from the elbow or up on top in a couple of our sets. So you can be a passer, you can be a dribble handoff guy, you can be a pass and chase into ball screens. So we'll put them in a lot of the same situations that we put Nurk in.
Hassan, I imagine you like hearing that?
Yeah, I love passing. So you know, I'm looking for the opportunity. You know, just like I said, the offense they got so much movement. It's just a way different thing than just your standard pick and roll. And I've been looking at their offense a lot. It's the reason why I was top 3 last year in the NBA.
We obviously weren't in Miami. What happened there? You were such a good favorite, and then things kind of
You know, I had a couple of injuries, but you know, I don't think it was anything happened bad in Miami. I just feel like this was a better fit, you know, and this was a better fit for me, you know, and I feel like Miami felt the same way.
Hassan, Payton has talked about on several occasions kind of running into you in Miami, Vegas. Can you kind of maybe explain how that relationship has started and developed?
I think the relationship, it was also with CJ too. I think it just developed through free agency, you know, and just talking to him and, you know, just becoming like, he's just a cool dude. I didn't really realize, like you look at players different on the court, but once you like hang out with them and see how down to earth a person is, I feel like it was more so natural. No. I mean, I won't really say recruiting. I just say we just hung out and just, you know, just talked.
Hassan, we know you've been in Portland, your Voodoo Donuts. What have been your initial thoughts of the city?
Man, it's so nice, man. People are so nice in Portland. You know, I heard so many welcome to Portland's. You know, it's really, they really embrace me. You know, it feels like a close-knit town that really loves the Blazers. You know, and I tell people all the time, like, this is like the only arena where you can come out in the layup line, and when you go warm up, you look into the stands, it's like 60% of the fans already waiting on you. You know.
Terry, with this athleticism and his shot blocking, that's something that you haven't necessarily had in that position here. Can you just elaborate on that, adding that, and what that does to your defense?
Well, you know, going back with Robin Lopez, you know, having a presence in the paint helped us be a top 10 defense. Last year with Nurk, same thing. I think with his length, he'll be able to deter shots. Obviously, he's a terrific rebounder outside of his area. You know, we can improve defensively in other areas, but having a guy like Hassan back there gives everybody else confidence to maybe be a little bit more aggressive, maybe changing up some of our defensive schemes, but we're going to rely on him a lot just to be the anchor back there. And we've had success when we've had that kind of player back there.
Neil, obviously Hassan is a great player in his own right, but with the injury to Yusuf, how important was it to address that position in the offseason?
Well, I mean, it was critical. I mean, I think, we were very fortunate last year that, Ennis joined us, out of the buyout market, which was, kind of a unique situation we weren't expecting. But to get an all-star caliber center, one of the guys who's probably, has been a defensive player of the year candidate, via trade at a position of need was critical. We don't want to be complacent about the success we had last year. We want to build on that. We had some challenges in terms of our flexibility this offseason. We knew we were going to have limited tools at our disposal to kind of build on the roster based on free agent status and things like that. But, we had talked about, trying to capitalize on the contracts from 2016. And those guys were really good for us. They all contributed in their own way. But we needed to aggregate some of those contracts and turn them into starting positional players. And like I said, it was very fortunate that the way the deal broke with, having 4 teams and knowing some of the challenges they were facing in terms of making the money work allowed us to jump in as the 4th team and get a guy, like I said, that, was our prime target in free agency 3 years ago. And, he stayed home in Miami as he should. They were the team that developed him when he got back to the league. But, we stayed on it. We continued to monitor his progress. We knew he was a great fit for the team. And I always can tell when I get great reactions from our players about trades. And to a man, the number of texts I got about us acquiring Hassan and them knowing what that is going to do for them, and the impact he's going to have gives me a lot of confidence that was the right decision.
Neil, do you kind of feel like this signals that you guys are in go-for-it mode?
Look, I don't know when we haven't been go for it. I think, at times, I think people mistake a lack of tools at times for not being willing to go for it. When we had Paul, God rest his soul, I mean, every day was go for it. It was just different ways to go for it. I mean, like we've talked about, team doesn't beat market in free agency. It just doesn't. And historically, go through it. It doesn't. But when you make opportunistic trades, when you draft well, when you have great coaching that develops your players, when you have coaches that can maximize their performance on the court and have them outproduce those contracts, you have a chance to compete at a high level. I think sometimes it becomes a little bit of, name awareness, as associating name awareness with going for it. Clearly we went for it last year. We were in the Western Conference Finals. We did. We have been. I mean, we didn't, when we lost, a free agent a few years ago, we didn't tank and expect our fan base to sit back for 3 to 5 years hoping we'd pick in the top 5 every year. We built around Dame and CJ, we brought pieces in, but we did it in a way that was going to be sustainable, we felt. But it wasn't a quick fix and get out. So, like I said, I think what's unique about this offseason is that from the outside looking in, it didn't look like we had a lot of tools to improve upon the roster last year, because in some regards, that was the apex of that roster, right? Everything that we had acquired was an in addition to instead of an instead of. The way we acquired Rodney Hood, getting Ennis in the buyout market. But when you look this year, we really capitalized on the tools that the tools that we had, we capitalized on without affecting any future flexibility. So that was critical as well. We didn't sell out and hamstring the franchise out into the future. This is still a sustainable roster. One of the things I'm most happy with is, Kent Bazemore and Hassan are now Bird players. Last year Rodney and Ennis were non-Bird players. That affected our ability to re-sign those guys. So the fact that we now have the ability to keep guys in our family, and one of the things we've talked about is our player retention rate is pretty solid. Like Hassan said, when they get to Portland, when they buy into the culture, when they prioritize basketball, when they embrace the city and the passion that it has for the Trailblazers, that's the edge we need. From the outside looking in, we face multiple challenges, and they're hard to overcome at times.
Hassan, there's been chatter about your attitude or that type of thing. How would you respond to those criticisms, and are those criticisms fair?
I don't think it was. I mean, anybody that was around me in the locker room, my teammates and all that, it was a great environment for us, and I was there for 6 years. We definitely gonna have our ups and downs, through the 6 years. But I think it was definitely more good than bad, and I can still talk. I can still call anybody today, Pat, Coach Spo, any of the teams. We still laugh it up, and I don't really think it was a problem, because if it was that big of a problem, then it would have been. It would have. I wouldn't have been there that long.
We would have been able to trade for him a while ago.
Hassan, what's one thing maybe you'd like people in Portland to know about?
How much I care. How much I care. I think a lot of stuff. And if we did have a problem, it was because we was losing. And as a competitor, you always wanna win, man. I felt like it was a down year since we didn't make the playoffs. And that does something to you in the off season. Guys thinking about it. You at home watching other teams play. You want to be out there. And I think that's what I really want them to know, that how much I care about working and getting better. And this is a fresh start, and realistically, I really think this team is on the verge of doing something really special.
Okay, let's wrap it up there. We're going to take a couple of photos here.
That's nice.
Watch until they push this in.
Right there in the middle. You flip it around real quick, Sean? Perfect. All right, and then if you can flip it back around, we'll take one with me. Okay, good. Terry? Why not? Okay.
Right.
Thanks, fellas. Thanks, everybody, for Kevin. Appreciate it.
I can keep this?
The equipment manager ain't here, so I guess so.